Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's mommy time. Today I'm doing a get to know my baby. This is inspired by the making of a mama. And I want to first apologize if it's noisy. I am outside on my porch and there's just cars sometimes coming by and people living their lives. So we're just gonna have to excuse them. Also, I want to apologize if this video is like everywhere because I don't have anything listed down. Like I don't have questions or things to answer, so this is just off the top of my head. But this is my baby. Her name is Melody. I love her so much. Say hi. Yeah, she's 8 months old. She weighs, I want to say, about 18 pounds. This is an approximation. Last time was her 6-month checkup. She was almost 17 pounds. She is crawling already. She was crawling since she was like the last week of 6 months, and she's practicing standing. She's getting better. She is getting better at standing. We're standing at maybe like 3 seconds or so, maybe up to 7 seconds, not much of that, but she does pull herself up from objects if she's playing with her toys, and she does pull herself up. She can stand, she can cruise, but standing by herself she cannot do. I can hold her by her hands and she can walk. She is eating solids. We kind of started her off slightly at 4 months and she hasn't really been into solids all that much. She does prefer milk more than anything. She's fully breastfed. I want to talk about her hair. When she was born, she had a ton of hair, like a ton. But the also thing was she had a ton of hair on her back and on her shoulders, which I wasn't that pleased about, but I knew it was going to come off. But it did take a while for it to come off, and when it did, a lot of her hair actually also fell out. So when I was little and I was about 6 months, I already had enough hair to put a ponytail, to put some pigtails, and my cousin did too. She had so much hair she could put little pigtails, but her hair is not that long. She's 8 months and it's growing now. It wasn't growing all that much. She does have a little patch of hair that's fairly longer, but it's like super weird. I did manage to braid it just for fun one time, but not very well. It was like she was a little unicorn or something. So she wants to go play. Let's go back to her being breastfed. She is fully breastfed. I did want to start her on some formula about 2 months ago, but she won't even take a bottle. Not even if I pump it and put it in a bottle will she take it. For some reason she doesn't really like the silicone. She won't even take a pacifier, but this is not now anymore. That was back when she was like 2-3 months. I tried to give her a pacifier and she wouldn't take a pacifier. I tried so many different pacifiers and none of them would be acceptable. Her sleeping pattern, she's always been a really good sleeper. Her father and I are like big sleepaholics, so she did inherit that from us. She sleeps a lot ever since she was very little. I've never had issues about her not sleeping through the night. She's even slept up to 12 hours a night, and that used to be, she used to just sleep 12 hours consistently. She would sleep at 11 and wake up at 11, and that was between I think 2 months and 5 months. Now she sleeps about 10 hours a night consistently. I do co-sleep with her. She's always next to me. And at first I did this because it was just convenient if she did wake up even for a little bit to just feed. I could feed her and she wouldn't even be fussy or anything. She'd just let me know she needs to eat by nudging up to me, pulling my shirt, doing something to let me know that she needs to eat and just fall asleep eating. If she were in her bassinet or something, she would just cry and it would just wake her up even more, and it would be harder to get her to sleep. So I did that because of that. I still do it now. She can't really sleep by herself anymore, which I'm working on. The thing is, I try it and she just cries, and I'm actually quite used to letting kids cry. My husband, on the other hand, is not, so he fusses anytime she cries. My in-laws as well, anytime she cries, they're like all over it. So I can't really just let her cry. Sometimes I will be able to if I'm by myself. But the thing is also, she just sits there and cries. She doesn't lay down, and eventually. So for example, the other day I had her in her playpen to just lay down, and she wouldn't really lay down. She wouldn't lay down. She just cried sitting up, and she got to a point where she was like but she wouldn't lay down. She'd be sitting up half crying like this. So we'll be working on that. Another thing, she's very, very clingy. I'm not actually sure why. I'm fairly clingy with her. I love having her by me. But I do want her to be able to explore the world by herself. So I don't encage her. I don't really put her in her playpen that often. I really let her just loose in the room to just play with whatever she wants to play with. But she tends to go for like 10 minutes or so and always come back to me, because at that point I open up my laptop and start working on something, and because I think she sees me on my laptop, she wants me to hold her. So I'll put my laptop away and she just wants me to hold her for like 30 minutes, and then she'll go for another 10 minutes. So I'm not sure how to fix that. She does well when she's out with her father. She doesn't really cry for me, but if I do leave the room and she's left alone with her father, and it depends if she's tired or not. If she just woke up or if she's tired, she will cry until I get back. Also, just being able to put her down is kind of tough. I did get her like a little walker that she can walk around, but it's like encaging. She hates it. And it's so weird because we took her to Toys R Us and let her try out all these different things just to see which one she likes, and she loved it over at Toys R Us or Babies R Us, wherever it was we got it from. And we also got her like a bouncer where it's also encaging and she can just stand and bounce. Same thing, we tried out different ones, and that was the one she seemed to love. And the first time we put her in her bouncer, she loved it, and we took her out. And now anytime we do put her in there, she cries. She cries so hard, like it's the end of the world. Same with her walker. We put her in and she cries, but she never liked that ever since we brought it home. But the sad part is too, she cries so hard. It's like the end of the world, and she'll cry. And I don't know if you've seen this before, but those with kids have seen this, where they just cry and they get to this silent cry where they're like, nothing's coming out and they're not really breathing. The sad part is that twice now she's gotten to a point where she cries, she's in that cry, and she passes out because she just didn't stop crying. She'll literally pass out like, and then she needs a moment to recover, and then she'll get back to crying. That's happened twice. That was once when I put her into the bouncer, and then another one when I put her down on the floor. So I was still right next to her. I don't know how long she'll do that for, but I'm hoping she gets over it. So as a baby, I didn't get teeth until I was past 1 year old. And it seems that she might be in the same direction because she's 8 months and she has no teeth. She's not breaking anything quite yet. No teeth, no teeth. I'm not worried about that though. I'm quite happy about that as I am a full breastfeeding mother, and I'm not in any rush for her to get any teeth quite yet. She does throw tantrums, and I am trying to control those as best as I can. She has gotten to a point where she kind of wants to talk, but she doesn't say anything quite yet. All she does is ah. So a lot of times if she does want something, she will tell me, just ah. So I figured it would be about time to try to teach her some sign language. I just barely started, so I've gotten some tips to try with more. I'm also trying thanks or thank you, some water. Those are the 3 signs I am starting with. She hasn't really gotten a grip with her hands quite yet. Again, I am super sorry that this has just been all over the place. I didn't know really what to do with this video. Just kind of, you know, each child is different, so it's really hard to have a list of all these things about a child. So I don't know if I gave anything helpful. I hopefully did say some things that some mothers can relate to and not feel like they are the only ones who deal with it. But if you think I should have added anything, if you want to know anything else, feel free to leave any comments down there. But you can see me in my next video. See ya then.